What's up, guys? Welcome back to In the Pressbox, episode 74. We're all back. Roll the music. All right, guys. Let's talk about what we're talking about today: the NBA and NHL, MLS, and college football 25, a new segment, and then we'll round out with predictions as usual. My name is Benjamin, and you guys are?
I'm Aiden.
Howdy. It's your boy, Alex.
Okay, well, let's get started. There we go. There's the music. Okay, all right. Now let's get started. NBA and NHL first. Celtics, do they have the easiest path to the finals? What do you guys think about it? They face a bad Knicks team, and now they're in against the Pacers. They're up 2-0 in the series. Do the Celtics have one of the easiest paths you've ever seen to the finals?
Yeah, and the Pacers are injured right now. They're currently injured, and so I say the Celtics are going to sweep.
Okay, Aiden, what do you think?
About what? The Pacers?
No, the Celtics. How easy is their path to the finals?
I think the Celtics' path is really easy. I think they're already up by 2, so they're halfway through it. And based on my predictions, I think you're going to know how easy I think this is going to be. So just saying, I think it's going to be very easy. I think the Boston Celtics are going to make it to the finals. Will they win? I don't know. The Mavericks and the Timberwolves are both looking like good teams. So the road to the finals may be easy, but winning it, I don't think it will. But that's what I think.
Okay, next question here is Anthony Edwards, the next face of the NBA. He kind of has the whole package. He kind of has the personality. I think, personally, I didn't know a whole lot about him until the playoffs, but boy, has he come on and he's been great. What do you guys think about Anthony Edwards?
I knew who Anthony Edwards was in college, but when he was, I think he's been really doing good. He's definitely been improving. I think it's kind of like a breakout. I know he's always been good, but this good, I don't think he's ever been this good. So I think it's the right time, especially in the playoffs. And I think he could he be in the face of the NBA? I think so, but until the next season, I don't know.
Yeah, he's definitely legit. He's kind of acted in like a villain role. He definitely has a personality. He's kind of a chill guy that like everyone can kind of get behind. And he has the talent, so that really makes everyone, and you're young, that really makes you a good player. And I feel like he's kind of a unique player that the NBA really hasn't had in a while. He's really living up to Zion Williamson's expectations. Like kind of when he was in college, that's kind of how people are describing as Zion Williamson. And instead, the Timberwolves had an off year. They got him at the first pick. And ever since then, he's been doing good. He played at Georgia. He wasn't that good at Georgia because he could never beat Tennessee, but he was still a good player and has one of the second best stats in the SEC in the last 25 years. You know who number 1 is? DK3.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you were going to say. Okay, how about this? How many games do you see the Mavericks and Timberwolves series going? Personally, the Celtics and Pacers, I see that maybe going 5 games. They call it the gentleman's sweep or whatever. I personally see Mavericks and Timberwolves going a full 7. Alex, I think you're holding up 7 too. Aiden, what do you think? How many games?
I say
6.
I say you don't know how to count. I say 7 games. Alex apparently says 7, but now 6 because you don't know how to count.
6.5.
Okay, I think just around 6 or 7.
Like halftime of Game 7, they're calling it.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I think we all kind of see it going 7 games. All right. Now we move on to hockey here. So the Rangers and the Stars both drop Game 1 at home. Stars in double overtime last night. The Rangers get shut out by the Panthers. Are you worried about the Stars or the Rangers? The Rangers are accustomed to winning at home, but they have struggled later in the series against the Hurricanes. That they were up 3-0. They dropped a few games. Meanwhile, the Stars, I'm not too worried about them, but I'm a little bit worried about the Rangers. A must-win game tonight. What do you think about the Rangers and the Stars? Are you concerned about them? And do the Oilers and even the Panthers stand a chance to make the finals?
Yeah, I mean the Rangers. They're playing against a really good Oilers team, but also the thing that really separates is Rangers. They kind of they look good. They look like the best team, one of the best teams ever, and look going into the Stanley Cup Finals. But then last series, it looked like it was all going right, but then they dropped a couple games. They still won the series, and then they dropped the first game. So it's going to be kind of hard. I mean, teams that start off hot normally they don't do too well, and that's what's happening right now. And then also the Stars. I mean, they're a good team, definitely the favorite, just like the Rangers and the Stars, definitely the favorite. But Matt Duchene, I mean, he couldn't do it for the Predators. Now he really can't do it for the Stars.
Yeah, I think I would be worried for the Rangers, really, because you're not really consistent. And I think in the playoffs, you need to be consistent. Maybe not in the first few games, but the one it comes down to game 5, that's when you really need to start winning the games. Because if you lose at home, that's especially bad because you don't get those opportunities with the home crowd because then you got to go to away. So I think you need to be consistent. As the Rangers been consistent, they really haven't been in the playoffs, but I think they have been a little bit consistent enough to make it this far. So we'll just have to see when it all plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at what the Rangers have done, I mean, personally, they have that start where they're undefeated. They sweep in the first round, and then everyone's saying, oh, they're the best or the best. Then they almost get the sweep. They're up 3-0. Then they drop some games against the Hurricanes, and they had to battle back. But the Stars have proven being down 2-0 at home and then coming back against the Golden Knights and getting back into that series on the road, they can do it. I don't know about the Rangers. And what were you going to say?
Yeah, I hope the Rangers don't end up like the Tennessee Volunteers baseball a few years ago. Oh shoot.
Oh, God. Okay, well, they'll go handle that. Speaking of Tennessee baseball, how about losing 13-4 against Vanderbilt? That was fun to watch. But we won't talk about that on here because it's only Tennessee. So we'll wait for them and see what happens over here. Come back and stop fighting. Come back and stop fighting. I'm talking tennis then. Okay, there you go. They come back once I threaten to talk tennis. All right. Now let's talk about the MLS. The big news of kind of the year for Nashville SC. Gary Smith, the club's only professional coach, was fired about a couple of weeks. I don't even know if you guys talked about this last week on the podcast. I'm going to be honest. So there's some candidates to replace him for Nashville SC. The former West Ham head coach. It's the former USA men's national team assistant. And, of course, Jurgen Klopp from Liverpool. Who do you guys want to replace Gary Smith if you had to pick? What's a coach that you're looking for?
Robin, definitely Robin.
I don't know any.
Robin Dietrich.
I don't know any coaches.
Okay, well, it is what it is. All right, and then let me get your thoughts on this. This was very controversial. I want to get your thoughts. This is like a pure opinionated thing. So Vancouver, the Whitecaps, they have an artificial turf, okay? They're charging about $350, $230 for fans to get in, okay, to watch Messi because Miami's traveling there. It was just announced yesterday that Messi and Busquets and all the best players won't be traveling because they don't want to play on artificial turf since they can get injured more likely. But the problem is that fans paid $350 for this game when nobody good is playing, and the fans are demanding refunds. The team is saying we will not be giving refunds. Or do you side with the fans or do you side with the team? Because the team can't control if they don't travel, but at the same time, I don't know if I'd be paying $350. What do you think?
I say it's the team. The team. Wait, whose fault? Who's at fault or who's at?
Yeah, who's at fault?
I think the fans. I think the fans because you can't.
Shot.
Because why? Why is it the team's fault whether or not they're happy or not? The reason why they paid their thing is not the players are not going.
Imagine going to the Titans game. Say for instance we got into a playoff game, and then now everyone buys all these tickets, but then Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, AJ Brown, all these guys, they just say they're injured and they can't play. Are you still gonna go? Are you gonna demand a refund? Or are you gonna go to the game?
I'm gonna go to the game, but that's a whole different
Yes, it is.
scenario.
The same.
Same thing. If you're injured or if they just don't want to play, they're just not going to be there.
It's a different scenario because the reason is because first of all, it's a playoff game. Second of all, they marketed all of their ticket sales for this game as Messi and Miami are coming to town. Normally their
And they're
tickets,
right.
hold on, let me talk. Normally their tickets at that games are about $12, right? But they marketed it as that's 350 because Messi's coming to town. Then Messi doesn't come. All these people have paid money. I personally think that that's poor marketing on the team. The team should have figured out before, is Messi going to come and travel? You could have just simply asked him because apparently he had his mind made up about this way earlier in the week. So they literally, it's false advertising and false, marketing. The Titans playoff thing is completely different because that's just flat out injuries. That's not a choice. You know, like if AJ Brown simply said I refuse to play, and then everyone said I refuse to play, I mean maybe that's different. But even then, it's a playoff game. So I think for this, you pay all that money just to see these players, and then just for the players to say, well, I don't want to play. And then the team's like, we will not give you any refund. I think that that's on the team because that's false marketing. At the same time, I guess I don't really know if the team.
It's not false marketing because if you don't know the time, it's not false marketing.
But it is though because they could have found that out. It's released to them.
Responsibility is not to contact a player. That is on higher ups to contact their higher ups. And if that was not said, they were not told that particular time. Benjamin, you've had a fair share of you talking to the athletic director, and they told you to talk to someone else. So this is kind of the same story here, where if you don't know the information, then you can't really you're not in fault if you're not morally in fault if you do not know the correct information. If you're given the information and then you continue to falsely advertise, then that's when you start getting mad. But at this time, Messi and Miami, technically they still are going to town.
No, they aren't. They aren't even traveling.
How do you know someone else named Messi isn't going to Vancouver?
I mean,
the advertisement, and also in the advertisements, it's not. It doesn't strictly say Lionel Messi.
it actually did. It said Lionel Messi. It said Lionel Messi, Sergio Busquets, and Luis Suarez. I mean, listen. They could at least give them some discounts due to the fact that. I mean, okay. How about this? Let's flip it. Whether it's the team's fault or not.
I'm reading
Okay.
Here,
Do you?
This is
What?
Policy.
Okay. How about this? Now we're off of the team thing. Just based off of surely like the Messi standpoint of it. If you're Messi, do you think it's soft of Messi not to go play just because there's turf, or do you agree? In some ways, I'm kind of torn on this because in terms of like there being like the AstroTurf, like obviously like we see people can get injured on that. My glorious king Aaron Rodgers got injured on that last year. But like, what do you think about like for people like Messi, like would you be playing on AstroTurf? Or would you like literally just refuse to make the trip solely due to the playing surface?
I wouldn't like it, and I would actually probably protest it. Like maybe if you score a goal, like rip off your shirt and it says like "No AstroTurf" or something like that. Like I would do that, but like for strictly not going and doing that, that's just really extra, and that's being a complete pansy and thinking over yourself. Dude, you're not even going to win MVP this year.
Aiden, what do you think?
On if Messi, are we talking about if Messi?
Like, do you think it's soft of Messi and all these Miami stars just to simply say I'm not going to play on the surface?
Well, I think eventually, I think that is on the players because, obviously they're worried about their safety, but then again, a lot of teams play at the Vancouver Whitecaps, and a lot of teams do play on their field. And to be honest with you, I don't know if they're gonna ban it, but I think most likely when teams renovate, they're probably gonna get artificial turf. So I think artificial turf is just probably a lot easier to maintain, and that's why teams and their ownerships and they do that. But I think at a point where there's gonna be a point where maybe there's gonna be a World Cup game that's gonna be played at artificial turf. So Messi's not gonna back out of that. So why not just do it? I mean, so what if there's a risk of getting injured? I think every player has a risk of getting injured, not just the star players. So
I think you're actually right on that too, especially because the World Cup's gonna be played in Atlanta, and I know that they have artificial turf. So unless they change it out for grass, which they may, I think that'll be on artificial turf. I know that New York is changing theirs out for grass. MetLife Stadium by the time of 2026 won't have turf anymore; it'll have grass just for the World Cup.
Retired and his old fart.
But what like I mean, first of all with Vancouver, it's just like, I mean, it's 2024. Why do we still have AstroTurf on a soccer field? I mean, this is like ridiculous. In the NFL, it's now going from grass to AstroTurf. In the MLS and all these soccer leagues, it's gone from AstroTurf to grass because AstroTurf, again, like Aiden said, he was spot on. It's easy to maintain and it's easy, but the problem is that the injuries that you get in soccer on AstroTurf are way more frequent, I'm pretty sure, than when you play football on AstroTurf.
A
So
really good example is the Super Bowl. 49ers player celebrates and he gets a non-contact injury. So stuff like that. Really
I mean, you
good.
got to get rid of the
You need to
AstroTurf.
stop celebrating. You need to stop celebrating. Also, what I like to say, is, if these players are demanding, they can take care of the field as well. I mean, they're getting people. They are making people that have families and are making way less than them, and they're making a complete utter deal about it and causing landscaping people to come out there and fix it for them. And
Right, go
they're
do
getting
it.
paid. They're getting
Go have
paid.
the
They're
landscaping
getting paid
people do
way
it.
less, and they're not able to fully have a career that they're able to make a decent amount of money and support their family. And they're complaining to those people. Those people is what we need most in life, not those dumb athletes that think they have the power to do anything they want.
It's Lionel Messi. He has the power to do whatever he wants because it's Messi.
He's
But
overall like a family guy that has probably been working for years, and Lionel Messi's going to come down to Vancouver and demand that guy change it. No, that is
okay,
lazy.
okay. Hold on. Two things. First of all, you don't maintain AstroTurf. It's just AstroTurf. It's
I know
there.
that's what
And
I'm
then
saying.
second of all, if I'm a turf guy and I get told, "Oh, let me install $1 million, grass for you," I'm taking that offer up immediately. I'm working out 4 a.m. to go do that, especially if it's for Messi. So
Maintaining it is the problem.
okay, well, yeah, you probably have to hire people to maintain it, but at least they're getting paid compared to not getting paid because there's nothing to maintain with AstroTurf. You don't say, "Oh, let me get the sprinkler system out, let me water the AstroTurf." Like, so many people will go into changing it, but they got to change it.
So it's like laziness and not a.
It's not laziness, yeah.
No, it is laziness and not wanting to pay people. I think. That's
No, it's the owners. The owners have families to go to, and Messi by doing it has taken away from maybe Christmas gifts.
Why is this like such like a deep meeting? I'm just asking, do you think you should keep AstroTurf or not? That's all I'm asking, not about Christmas gifts and like, what is this, bro? Okay, Aiden, do you think AstroTurf should be banned in sports? I personally think yes. Why is it good for the game? I don't care what Alex says. Oh, well, it's easier to maintain and Christmases and whatnot. AstroTurf is ruining athletes' careers. Okay, I'm done with this.
Owners. And
I'm
I say
done with
yes, I think it should be
AstroTurf.
banned. And if there is one sport that I think that could have it, maybe baseball. But like still, no, I don't think that they should have it. So I think it should
Yeah.
be banned.
I
Thank
really
you.
think basketball should incorporate turf as well. I mean, it's so good for these players' career. It's not even
This is such an unserious podcast.
no, for real. Like this game right here, it's currently raining in baseball, but they're able to play on it. It's been raining all morning there, and they're able to play on it because it's really able to.
Oh, is that turf?
And it gives the fans what they want to see: less rain delays, easier cleanup. Like you know how boring it is when I go to a Nashville SC game and they're watering the grass. That is so
What is that
boring
supposed to
right
mean?
here.
You go to a National SC game and they aren't watering the grass. You're just staring at turf, and there's no
No, they
difference.
have sprinklers. The sprinklers are out, and that is. And what if a player trying to warm up and he trips on a sprinkler while the water shoots?
Okay, hold on here. No player is so dumb to go in front of a sprinkler that's on and go, "Oh, let me warm up right in the sprinkler water." What the heck? What
That's what I'm
player
saying,
does
there
that?
has to be a chance.
I can't believe half of this podcast has been
You know what
has
else
been
is hot
spent
take?
on this simple thing of AstroTurf. Ban
You know what else is a
AstroTurf.
hot take? Is I think teams need to stop flying, flying using airplanes. I say they just take buses. No, because the player injuries, they can, or like the FBI can track them down and shoot them.
What is this?
No, for real.
Okay,
Like, do you know how many planes go missing?
Alex, like what NFL plane is just going to mysteriously go missing with everybody on it? Like
No,
that.
like the plane. Like, what if it just crashes?
What if the bus crashes?
Player safety.
How
Player
about
safety.
this? How about this? Actually, I got a great example. Okay, in Belize, right? The Belize national team, okay? They were traveling through Belize on a bus because they would not take a plane. Why? Because I've been there. The airport's terrible, okay? So they go on a bus, right? They're traveling to Peru, okay? Or somewhere like that. Then a gang, literal gang, stops them and swarms the bus, hijacks the bus. They're all kicked out. They're on the side of the road. That doesn't happen in the air. No gang pulls up in the middle of the air and hijacks you.
What if North Korea sends their spy balloon and it runs into the plane?
What
What I'm
if?
saying.
What if a car runs into the bus? I mean, anything can happen.
The bus is hurt, not the people.
So stupid. I can't believe this. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Okay, hold on. Before we move on, Aiden and I agree AstroTurf should not be a thing, right?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, Alex, and you think AstroTurf should be a thing, and not only should it be a thing, they should expand it.
Yes, it's so good. You know what? I'm actually gonna ask my dad to get AstroTurf for our backyard, so he has to stop mowing.
I actually asked to get AstroTurf for our yard. No joke. That is a true story. Why? Because it's easy to maintain and the roots don't disturb the grass.
Yeah, but you're
So-
not playing professional sports on it, right?
Mm-mm.
Even when he plays sports, is nowhere near professional.
All right. Let's talk about Alex. Introduce this segment because this is kind of your idea. It's a great idea. It's called College Football 25.
One by week.
No, just one per week. We'll say our list and then we'll eliminate one. Alex, explain how this segment works. This is a great idea.
All right, so with college football coming around, there's a lot of rebuilding. Going on, and like that's what everyone. That first thing I do, I'm gonna rebuild a team. Benjamin, are you gonna rebuild a team? Ashton Letterin, are you gonna rebuild a team?
Yes, I'm going to rebuild a
Okay,
team
you're
in
gonna
college
rebuild a
football.
team?
Yeah, I'm gonna rebuild a team.
Okay, so basically, that's what I'm getting at. We're all gonna be rebuilding a team.
What if we did it online together?
So we're not doing that. So that's an option. We can rebuild a team together on Online Dynasty.
No, we would have to be different teams.
No, I'm flying solo.
All right,
I'm like Mike Grable when I rebuild teams. I get
here's
really
what-
intense.
here's how this is gonna work. We're all going to so we're all gonna say a team one by week by one team per week. One team per week, and then we're gonna get to our final options. So I'm gonna say my top 10, but first, Benjamin, before knock out your 6 honorable mentions.
I don't have 6 honorable mentions. I trimmed down that bad boy. But
Okay,
I will
okay.
I will tell you my 2
Hey.
honorable mentions that will not make the cut, and I will not be rebuilding.
Me too.
I-
How did I say this?
I have one honorable mention is Virginia Tech. I think it'd be cool if it had Inner Sandman, but is that entrance just alone?
Oh, you better not be rebuilding that team.
Is it enough for a rebuild? I don't know. I couldn't.
No.
My potential rebuild team is honorable mentions Coastal Carolina and Utah.
That's a couple. I don't know about Utah. I like that. Okay, here's my honorable mentions. Honorable mentions. Okay, UConn and Northwestern. Not rebuilding those. That's my honorable mention. So we're saying our top 10, and then we're eliminating one, right?
All right, so I'm gonna read these in order, and I had these in order from when I'm gonna eliminate them. So if I say in order, y'all are gonna know. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna try to hit all of them. Can you count? Make sure Benjamin, or make sure I don't say a couple. Utah State, Tennessee, Tulane, Eastern Carolina, James Madison, University of South Florida, Western Kentucky, Middle Tennessee. How much I got? How did I say James Madison? Utah State. Florida Atlantic and Vanderbilt.
He put Vandy got on the list. Let's go. Let's go. He put Vandy on. Clap that. Vandy Nation. Vandy Nation.
Do you want to eliminate one?
Yeah, eliminate one.
The team I'm eliminating is Utah State.
Vandy in top 9. Vandy in top 9. What a W.
Speaking of USF, have anyone seen the Play Now leak? Like, I sent it to Benjamin.
I did. That does look.
I don't know if y'all seen it, but this is
that looks
kinda
very
like a
scrumptious.
helmet. It looks kind of good. I don't know what y'all thoughts are on it, but now let me tell you my top 10. I won't say it in order, obviously. Okay, here we go. Created team. I don't know what it's going to be, but one of them on there is a created team. Coastal Carolina, Hawaii, Kent State, Indiana, Vanderbilt, Sam Houston, MTSU, Western Kentucky, Penn State. Have I said Coastal Carolina? Coastal Carolina. Have I said Hawaii? And then MTSU, Sam Houston. That's it. I think I said it. I think I said all of them.
Which team are you eliminating?
The
You
one
will
that
not
I'm
be rebuilding
eliminating,
this team.
if this kid will stop sneezing, is Penn State. The Whiteouts, though, you gotta love the traditions.
Okay, my list is going to be a little bit different from your guys's then. Okay.
Was it good? Was it good?
Yeah, no, yours was really good. Both of yours was actually like really good. I respect Vandy for making both of them. That's either a really good thing or a really bad thing about the state of Vanderbilt.
God damn.
You sound like a tennis player. Okay. Honorable mentions. All right, I said UConn and Northwestern. We will not be rebuilding those. All right, I put mine in just no particular order. I never even ranked mine, so I promise you, this is no order. All right, number 1, UMass. I like what they're doing. They're really bad. They're a prime candidate to rebuild. Number 2, just let me get through the list. Okay, what are you going to say?
Can I say a memory about UMass? When
No.
Butch Jones was playing Tennessee, or Tennessee and Butch Jones playing UMass, Tennessee about lost to them, and my uncle, we left the game at halftime because my uncle said, this is going to get too violent because people are screaming. Because like people were really mad at Butch Jones, so we had to left at halftime for my personal safety.
Very good. Okay, so UMass, creating violence, creating chaos if they beat someone. Rebuild candidate. Number 2, Syracuse. They've been very mediocre. They're a basketball school. All their athletics have declined. I want to bring the Big Orange back to the top where they should be. Number 3, Vanderbilt. Of course, everyone knows why. There's a reason they make every list. Vandy sucks. They're the worst in the SEC. Let's make them a powerhouse. Let's take back the state. What's ours? Okay. Very interesting. Number 4, Western Kentucky. The Hilltoppers. Out there in Western Kentucky, they've brought some good players, but they're in the smaller conference. We can rebuild them. Number 5, the University of Nebraska. Dylan Raiola, the new era, the Heisman, the future Heisman winner. I like Nebraska. I love the fans. I love everything. Rebuild candidate. That'd be more for fun, though. Number 6, Iowa. They're boring. Let's make them fun again. They got a good tradition with the hand wave. Now this one, get a load of this one. Number 7, Old Dominion. I don't even know if you've heard of Old Dominion. Old Dominion, tiny school in Virginia.
We go to Old Dominion games against MTSU all the time.
Tiny school in Virginia. Let's take Virginia. Let's make that our state. Old Dominion. Plus they beat Virginia Tech twice in a row, so Virginia fans really like Old Dominion. Okay, speaking of Virginia, number 8. Virginia, the Cavaliers, emotional story. They aren't great. They had the shooting. Don't laugh at that. That's not funny. They had the shooting. That's not funny. It's
Well,
not.
I wasn't laughing about that.
Okay. You better not be. They had, that incident.
He's gonna be saying New Mexico.
They had, they had the incident. Okay. Emotions. Virginia Nation. Let's roll. Okay. Number 9. The New Mexico Lobos, baby. You just mentioned it. But I could not put New Mexico on the list. I had to. New Mexico, man, one of the worst. ABQ, let's go. Number 10, the last one, Washington State. Loyal to the Pac 12. I like Washington State. They got great fans. So there's my top 10. I'll eliminate.
Washington State.
Okay.
I'll eliminate one right now. Hold on.
Is he trying to say a list of teams to rebuild or a list of his favorite teams? I'm trying to kind of confused.
List of teams to rebuild.
Oh, I thought it was a favorite team.
No. Okay. The team that I will be eliminating first on my glorious, wonderful top 10 list will be Iowa. See ya. Get out of here.
Wave your hand goodbye.
Get out of here. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, goodbye. See ya, Iowa. Tune in next week.
Well, you know they wave at a children's hospital.
So I told them goodbye.
No, what? This
Love the tradition, but it was not enough to keep Iowa on the list. All right, tune in next week. I hope that was entertaining. Now let's move back on to predictions.
I made this before, but low key, I think Wyoming would have made my top 10.
Oh, they were really close. They're in my top 16, but then you made me cut it down. Why? I don't know.
Why only top 16?
Because there's 16 weeks. Wasn't there like 16 weeks till it launches, and like we're gonna do it each week? But then you said top 10, so I don't know how we're gonna do this.
There's exactly like 9 weeks or 8 weeks or something like that.
All right, whatever. Okay, let's move on to predictions. Someone update us on the standings. I'm in last. Aiden's in first as usual. Alex is in second.
There is 8 weeks. You gotta do like a top 3.
But it's really close. Okay, let's do predictions.
Right now, we have to. I had to do last week's predictions. Oh, my mom's calling. 1 second.
Okay, let's do predictions right now.
Aiden has 51. Me and Aiden are tied for first, and Benjamin second with 45.
All right, are we ready for predictions this week?
Yes, let's go.
As well.
Okay, Mavericks and the Timberwolves in Game 2 in Minnesota. Who do you have? I got the Timberwolves, even up the series.
I also have the Timberwolves.
All right, Celtics and Pacers, game number 3 in Indiana. Who do you have?
I have the Celtics.
I got the Pacers in this one. They've kind of hung around, and I see them getting one game at home, and that's going to be game 3. Timberwolves and the Mavericks, game 3. Who do you have, Aiden? This one is in Dallas.
I have the Mavericks for this one.
I have the Mavericks as well. I like what the Mavericks are going to probably do at home here. Okay, Celtics and the Pacers, game 4, and I got the Celtics, not even close.
I have the Celtics sweeping the Pacers.
All right, let's move on to hockey. Panthers and the Rangers, game number 2. I got the Rangers bouncing back tonight and getting the win.
I have the Rangers winning this one.
Oilers and the Stars, Aiden, who do you have?
I have the Dallas Stars.
Okay, I have the Stars as well. Rangers and the Panthers. I'm going to go with the Rangers again.
I'm going to go with the Rangers again as well.
Stars and the Oilers. I'm going to go with the Oilers at home.
I'm going to go with the oily Oilers.
All right, LAFC and Atlanta United. I got LAFC, Atlanta United, struggling. Their coach is probably the next to be out the door. They aren't great. I got LAFC.
Los Angeles Football Club.
Okay, and then the final one, Nashville SC and CF Montreal. I'm going to go with Nashville SC.
I'm going to go with Nashville Soccer Club.
All right, there's our predictions for this week. Alex left at the worst time.
Go down the list.
Just go down.
Timberwolves, Celtics, Timberwolves, Pacers, Rangers, Stars, Rangers, Oilers, and Atlanta United, Nashville SC.
Okay, you want to wager Atlanta United and LAFC?
Do you, Alex? Come on,
Come on.
big boy.
Be a big boy.
If we wager the Nashville SC's Montreal game.
You had Montreal?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. Okay, doubling up. All right. How many points for LAFC and Atlanta United?
3 apiece.
Okay. How many points for? Okay, so then 3 apiece for National SC and CF Montreal.
And then you stay off that.
Oh, you want me to do it too?
No, you stay off.
Hey, I'm about to be in first after that. He just picked the 2 worst teams in all of Major League Soccer to get the win.
Yeah, but he's not including me. That's not fair.
It is Aiden. Aiden, it's tough.
But
It's
you
tough.
understand? I was in last place and now I'm tied with first. I made my way up. Doesn't matter how many rings or champions or trophies I have by my name. Every prediction matters. You don't think I would be sad if I lost? I will.
We only have like 2 weeks. We only have like 2 weeks left. And what happens? What happens if we actually like tie? Because we only have like 2 weeks.
I don't think it matters if we tie. I think it just matters who loses. There's just no punishment, right?
No, there's none.
So I guess it really doesn't matter. But in terms of, I guess it's by alphabetical order. So like, since my name would be first, if we're tied, I would win. You know? All right, Alex. Well, time to end the podcast.
Alex, that's crazy. That's an insane spoiler. Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Buddy
well,
thought I would not see that.
Are we all ready to go? Because if you are, hit that like button and check on the link tree down below. This is a crazy, goofy little podcast. All right. Well, anyway, my name is Alex, and
I'm Aiden.
Go Doors. Doors beat Tennessee. Doors beat Tennessee. 13-4. Take that L. Take that L. Go Doors. We own the state. We own the state.